All right, hi everyone. I hope you're enjoying your winter break and that you guys all had a great holiday season and New Year's. Welcome to Kin 506, Exercise and Chronic Disease. I just want to do a quick introduction video just to go over who I am and then a little bit of details about the class. So, um, welcome to Kin 506. Hopefully, you're all in the right place. Quick introduction to me. My name's Alik Malakian. That's how you pronounce my name, if there's any confusion about that. Um, a little bit of background for me. I got my BS in kinesiology with a concentration in pre-physical therapy from Biola University, which is a small school in California. And then following that, I decided I don't want to do physical therapy, and I went and got a master's in kinesiology once again, but this time I focused on biomechanics, which I really grew to love my last 2 years at Biola. And I completed this at Cal State Northridge, which is also in California, just last year. Hasn't even been a year yet. And then I'm here now in the PhD program. I'm working with Dr. Cypher. I'm sure many of you know him, either you've taken classes or you've heard of him. Um, and yeah, working on my PhD. In my master's, I did a lot of ski research. So I was looking at the knee biomechanics when skiers are landing from jumps, but it was a laboratory-based study. And now I'm really happy to be here because we get to do stuff on the snow and do things that it really isn't possible in many other places in North America. So, um, yeah, I started last fall and now I'll be teaching this course. So, also a little bit about some of the fun things that I like to do. So, um, let me turn on my laser pointer. So, I really like skiing, if that wasn't obvious. Here's me skiing in the French Alps. It's really, really pretty. I like hiking, so I'm from California. This is in Yosemite. Very beautiful place. Highly recommend if you've never been there. I also like biking. I took a little trip in Colorado for my birthday a few years ago, and that was honestly best way to spend it. I like just in general exploring hiking. This is me in Norway this past summer. I was at a conference, but I found one day to do fun stuff. Um, Here's me again exploring a little bit. This is the I believe the biggest glacier in Europe, the Aletsch Glacier in Switzerland. And I also really like soccer. I love watching it. I played it growing up, and Thomas Mueller, he's my favorite player. Love that guy. Um, and I'm not just sharing this for funsies. I mean, maybe I am, but I believe that a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat. You probably really like some form of activity. That's usually the background of people in our field, whether it's exercise science, nutrition, coaching, um, health sciences, so on and so forth. And a big part of about this class is learning how you're going to be able to lead people to exercise and better themselves when they have certain conditions that perhaps prohibit them from doing exercise to the highest capability. Or it's going to be to help to guide people to do exercise when, or more so, just to prevent future problems, future chronic diseases. So, yeah, hopefully you guys find a little bit of common ground here. And I mean, we'll talk a lot about different activities and sports throughout this course as well. So now I want to quickly go over the syllabus um, and just clarify a couple of things. So, once again, this is exercise and chronic disease. If you need to contact me at all, this email is a really good one to email. It's just my name dot last name at montana.edu. And I respond relatively quickly. So feel free to send an email and feel free to double email if I, for some reason, don't get to your email on time. I will have office hours available, however, they will be by appointment. So this class is online, but if you would like to meet in person, that's perfectly fine with me as well. I'm not going to have a specific time slot where I'll be available, so this is probably to your benefit. So you can just email me, maybe give me a couple of time slots that work for you, and I'd be happy to accommodate for that. Um, As you should know by now, the course format is online and it's asynchronous, so we don't have a specific time where we will meet during the week. But what I will do is I will provide all of the material to you via Canvas, and um, and yeah, I mean there will still be due dates for assignments, so definitely keep a lookout for that. But we don't have a specific time during the week where we meet on Zoom, for instance, or uh, Microsoft Teams or whatever. So about some course materials. So all course materials will be provided on Canvas. Now I am going to use this textbook extensively. ACSM's Exercise Management for Persons with Chronic Diseases and Disabilities, and it's the fourth edition. So I am not requiring it. I don't require you to have the textbook, but it may be really useful to have it. Because as I said, I'm going to use it extensively in the PowerPoint. But in case that is a problem getting your hands on this textbook, don't worry, I will post all of my PowerPoints, and you can rest assured that a majority of the content comes from that textbook. And you won't be asked to, I suppose, know more than what's in my PowerPoint. So regarding course content, we will have some readings other than the textbook or other than my PowerPoint presentations, but once again, they will all be available on Canvas and are mandatory to understand the content of the course. Um, and yeah, this is just reiteration that the content will all be in PowerPoint, but again, I do recommend the textbook. It's a good one. I've used it before. Other things that you should be used to, but this is a graduate course, so I think most of you will be skilled in this, just using Microsoft Word, sending emails, using an MSU library system or Google Scholar if you have to find articles, and also just that you guys know the Canvas platform. If you're not familiar with any of that, feel free to email me and we can set up a time and go over it. As mentioned, this is an asynchronous online course, so the way that I'm thinking we'll do this is I will post all of the content by module for the week, probably Sunday or either Sunday night or Monday morning for a week. And then if there's anything due, it'll be due at the end of the week. So that's kind of how we'll go through um, completing content for this course. So the description of this course is that we're going to review the implications of exercise for individuals managing chronic conditions throughout the lifespan. Selected chronic diseases will be studied, including basic pathophysiology, management, medication, and effects on the exercise response. Research associated with selected chronic conditions will be reviewed. So this is where I really think the textbook excels. It goes over so many different um, chronic diseases that individuals may go through. And I mean, given the background of each of you, whether you want to do coaching, personal training, work with athletes, there's definitely some diseases that we will be studying this semester that you will encounter, or maybe you already have encountered. So, hopefully, my goal is to make this course as applicable as possible to you. Um, and yeah, and I really look forward to the things that we'll learn together. Here are all the student learning outcomes. I'm not going to read these individually because you guys can and you should. But the main goal is, again, knowing how to perform exercise or coach exercise for people with chronic conditions. Perhaps, not the healthy individuals that we often learn about. So here are some of the things that you'll have to do this semester. I'm going to set up an introductory discussion post because it's an online course. This is just for me to, I guess, meet you guys. If we haven't met already, I'm sure many of us have met. Um, and just for me to understand, I guess, what your background is and what your goals are from this course. I'm actively developing it still, so I'd love to make it as applicable to you as possible. You guys will have four homework assignments. They'll be by module, so the textbook divides content really well. So we have, for example, a cardiovascular section, we have a pulmonary section, um, and so on and so forth. So the homework assignments will be associated with that. And again, all the course material will be provided on Canvas. They'll each be worth 25 points. And then you guys will have three papers throughout the semester. They'll each address a specific course topic, and there will be readings associated with it once again. And these will be worth 30 points. And then you will have a final research paper, and this is in lieu of a final exam. So this will be, way later during finals week, and we will talk about that when we get there. It's a little far away. So this is the total breakdown. So homework, papers, final research paper, and then that one introduction post, which should be an easy 10 points. Total of 275 points for the class. So as you've noticed, no exams, no quizzes. I don't think that's very helpful for an online course, especially an asynchronous one. So yeah, this is just what we'll do for this semester. This is my grading scale. I don't think there's anything uh very different here from what you may have seen in past classes. Only thing I will say is for rounding grades, um, I will only round if you are above this cutoff. So if you get, for example, 89.92%, then I will round you up to an A minus. But everything else, I will stick by this grading matrix here to the decimal point. So late assignment policy, this is important. So late work will not be accepted. However, exceptions can be made. Um, so unless I know that there's a reason why you're submitting something late, then it just won't be accepted. Please reach out to me via Canvas or by email. And extensions can be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So just talk to me. That's probably the best way to go about it, especially if you know there's a season that is going to be really busy for you or just, an emergency happens. Please let me know in advance if possible. Um, because this is an online course, make sure that you are checking Canvas often just to keep on track of um, all of the deadlines that you have to do. I don't think I'll send too many announcements unless like I'm running late on giving you content, which I don't anticipate that to happen. So just make sure you are online and checking emails, reviewing Canvas modules and assignments, or else you risk falling behind in the class. Here are some resources for student well-being. Here's a couple of statements on academic misconduct. And then a quick thing here, because we do have some writing assignments. So AI, as many of you know, is growing in popularity, and you've probably used it by now. That's perfectly fine in this class. So I actually encourage you to use it if you want it to improve your grammar and whatnot. But I highly, highly um, caution you to still use your own critical thinking and use AI as a way to um, perhaps refine your writing. So don't take every suggestion it says. It is very notorious for actually giving you the wrong information. So just be careful when you're using it, and remember it has to be your language when you're writing a paper. You can't just tell AI to generate this paper for you. Often people can tell, I can tell. So yeah, if you're confused about that at all, feel free to email me and ask me. But you guys are graduate students, or you're, nearing graduating. So I don't expect this to be a problem, but just know that I am on the watch. Um, so again, just use it to help you. Don't use it to do all of your homework. Um, and yeah, that's all I've got. So I will have an introduction video to the actual content of the course as well, but feel free to refer to this video anytime during the semester if you have any questions about the syllabus, or if you forgot some of the fun things I do in my free time. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to email me, and have a great rest of your day.